we are going to start with our first presenting company. We welcome Peter Kaspar, CEO and founder of Terpli. Welcome, Peter. Peter needs to unmute. He is
perfect. Good to go.
Great.
Okay,
There you
awesome.
go.
Let's have some fun, you guys. So thank you everybody for joining us here. My name is Peter Kasper. I'm the founder and CEO of Terpli, and I'd love to start off with a couple of simple truths, actually four. First of which being, this industry is growing massively. I think everybody here knows that already, but according to BDSA, about $150 billion for an economic impact by 2026. Second, data is worth more than gold. The third, cannabis is tested by labs more than water is tested by labs. And fourth, nobody is commercializing this lab data, even though it's from the most important, verified, and trusted source in the industry. Terpli aims to change that. We're harnessing this data with a mission to progress the understanding of the relationship between cannabis and consumer and solve for some basic inefficiencies. Primarily the fact that we understand little about how cannabis affects us. Most research is focused on the medicinal properties. Terpli is focusing on the recreational properties, which comes to the issue for the producers and brands that they aren't making products for their customers, but how can they? When they have no lens into the customer experience, they're just shooting from the hip and hoping that the consumer will like their products, which comes to the issue for consumers, that they can't predict product effects before purchase, which is obviously very frustrating considering the high cost of cannabis goods, and consumers deserve to have confidence with their purchases. So to understand this problem, we went out to the market to see how deep this ran and came back with some shocking numbers. 73% of consumers rate product effects as their top selection criteria and their top pain point. 86% of brands use gut instinct to determine indica or sativa for the product effects when they launch products in market. 89% of consumers believe that these indica and sativa product labels are ineffective for predicting product effects. Let that sink in for a second. This is a massive elephant in the room that nobody seems to be addressing or wanting to acknowledge until now. Terpli's goal and Terpli's solution is to bridge this gap. Primarily for consumers, it'll be through a free mobile app where users can get scientific product insights and community reviews to assist with the product discovery process. On the left side, you'll see our first look at one of our product pages to inform the consumer about what to expect from a particular purchase. Additionally, you'll be able to get geofenced, localized product suggestions and discounts to help with the high cost of goods. And with our integrated review system, the more consumer reviews their experiences, the better the recommendations get and the deeper the discounts get. On the B2B side, we're providing a business intelligence dashboard where our customers can get actionable customer and product insights, product forecasting by leveraging other products' performance in the market, and enhanced direct-to-consumer user engagement tools to improve exposure and visibility to their consumers. The impact for this is massive as well. Consumers now have the support from the scientific and cannabis community, get cheaper prices for their cannabis goods, and can finally purchase products with confidence. Retailers can elevate their budtenders to provide more exposure to products across their shelves, market their products more efficiently, and ultimately improve the patient outcome and customer experience. And then brands can now understand their target market, produce products that their customers actually want, and increase their brand and customer loyalty. And we project this market to be massive, almost $30 billion for the entire world, 20 billion narrowing it down just to the US, 5 billion for just California, with $15 million in Terpli's current sales pipeline, with information sourced from MJBD's 2020 fact book. And the competitive landscape is very fragmented. You have the major business intelligence players like BDSA, Headset, and Trees who are covering retail intelligence, but that stops at the point of sale, something that Terpli already captures through our point of sale and retail partnerships. Leafly is the next closest competitor for consumers, but they're primarily focused on competing with Weedmaps and establishing their B2B presence over their consumer focus. Relief and Pop products are the closest for the consumer-facing applications, but they stop short when it comes to recommendations, personalizations, and they primarily focus on the medicinal properties. Terpli is here to focus on the much larger recreational market instead, and obtaining valuable market share in the process. The way we operate is also very simple. We analyze lab data from our partnered brands and lab integrators like Confident Cannabis, provide product insights to our consumers to help them with product discovery, incentivize our review system with deeper discounts and reviews, which we then turn into generating consumer insights by leveraging machine learning and AI for deep learning, personalized recommendations, and market research, which we turn into our primary revenue generator, which is our business intelligence dashboard, which is a SaaS monthly subscription model, where customers can understand their markets, evaluate product trends, and access to lab data. We additionally have other short-term direct-to-consumer revenue streams, primarily our product and retailer suggestions, which is similar to a sponsored model, as well as a 5% commission for our affiliate program as well. Financially, we're expected to reach profitability between years 2 and 3, and you can see our CAC and LTV metrics down below as well. And we have an incredible team bringing this all together. I'm someone who actually, as of this week, just graduated from the MBA program at USC Marshall, and have dedicated my entire life and career towards the cannabis space. From starting USC's first ever business of cannabis organization to working as a senior associate for Trava Capital, a cannabis SPAC headed by James Parker, the former CFO of MedMen, who took them to IPO, who's our lead investor and advisor. We additionally have Alfred Miranda as our interim CIO, who headed up the technology department at MedMen for their IPO, as well as the former CIO of Acreage Holdings too. We have some key hires covering our social strategy, front and back end for product development and UX and design, and a robust advisory team with support from the scientific for science, software development, finance, and partnerships as well. Moving forward, we're looking to raise $1.5 million on a $10 million post-money valuation with the purpose of onboarding our team full-time, expanding for data, marketing, and partnership roles, and managing our operations and marketing expenditure. Terpli is here to help consumers find the right cannabis product, and in the process, elevate this industry to a higher standard. Thank you. Open to any questions.
Excellent. Thank you, Peter. Is there any questions from any of our judges right now? Who is ready to ask one question?
Yeah. I have a quick question. Peter, nice job. Do you have any established relationships with testing labs yet, or is that going to be a critical part of your business model?
Yes, we currently have a relationship established already with Confident Cannabis, which we're siphoning for most of our brand relationships right now, and additionally are in current talks with several other lab integrators right now. So hoping to have many more in the works. Our purpose or vision is to get coverage across the entire lab ecosystem.
Sorry, Peter, what was the name of that group?
Confident Cannabis.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other question for Peter?
I do have a quick question about how customers are expected to find cheaper prices. I didn't pick that up. And then in terms of your recommendations, how often people are using that and coming back for additional recommendations?
So in terms of the cheaper prices, that's essentially established through the retail and brand partnerships who are able to give discounts that users can redeem when they're in a dispensary or purchasing online. So that's primarily how they're going to be utilizing those services. And then, I'm sorry, repeat your second question as well. I apologize for that.
No, that's fine. Recommendations and how often people are coming back for additional recommendations.
So all we really have right now is some preliminary testing data. But one of the biggest things that we see as a value add is being able to find an additional reliable experience. So I loved product A. How do I go find a product similar to product A? That's going to be our MVP when we reach the market at first, is how do you find the similar reliable experience ultimately, which we found a lot of interest across our users from initial testing and market discovery.
Thank you, Peter.